everything that you could.
If you just do it, it'll turn
Oh,
out okay, even in the middle of a global pandemic. Everyone, it's been day night here again, and I'm back with my two Dr. Ropa guests.
hey yo.
Howdy!
So we got our first comment.
Oh, thank you, Azarin. I hope you love Chisa Yukizome as much as I do.
The poor man.
Yeah, I asked Ace Nero if he wanted to watch, and he said, I've had to put up with 2 years of this, because I always jump ideas on him, bounce ideas off him. Fun fact, he helped inspire me because he's fan fiction. Danganronpa X3, Savior's Last Bloom, has one of the best interpretations of Chisa
Yeah, I'm still waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. He has one of the best Chisa and the best chalky living things I've seen so far.
Yeah. So he can't complain because he enabled me.
Yeah, I mean, what's he doing talking like that?
Yeah, well, while you're there, poke him to finish his story.
Don't worry. All right. Yay. I'm so excited.
Here we go.
The title.
Okay. Why Chisa Yukizome is the best character ever. I could list a million adjectives, but I'll save everybody's time. Next, first slide. Part 1, Ultimate Housekeeper. Now, as I was trying to think of how to start this, I thought, why not go into her talent? Because usually when people think housekeeper, they just think, oh, she cleans a lot. But no, it's a little more complicated than that. Because different from a maid, a housekeeper takes care of the house. I know it sounds very similar, but here's how it goes. They do the cooking, they clean, which, yeah, that's what maids do, but they also take care of the children. They make sure everybody in the house is happy and healthy, which fits Chisa a lot. She's just absolutely wonderful and amazing, and I love her so much. Next slide.
We'll talk about these pictures.
Yeah,
sure.
we should discuss around each slide or so. If there's
right. I forgot to mention, if you guys have any questions, just ask and you shall receive.
Oh God, this is just like high school. I guess the pandemic never happened after all because I'm right here. I'm back. Well, okay. So I didn't really when I first watched it, I didn't really think too much on her talent. I just kind of assumed, well, she's she's a teacher, so a housekeeper would be really good for her. And I, now thinking about it again, it makes a lot of sense why she's the ultimate housekeeper because, well, she takes care of everyone. She's kind of a nurturing, but lively spirit. And I appreciate that they made that a talent.
Yeah, I love it so much.
And that's my comments on that.
I guess she said the first picture. She's like almost like they're glued to hold them together or something.
Yeah,
exactly. That's what the housekeeper does. They keep everybody in the house happy together. Working as a family. It's like ultimate mom.
Well, one of the first pictures is more like ultimate sister.
No, that's Natsumi's talent.
Not true, but I guess he's feeding her boyfriend in the third picture.
Yeah, because like I said, Munakata had flashbacks in the 9th episode.
I did not remember that. Jeez.
All right, next slide.
Hold on. Okay. Mouse is not working right now. Come on, mouse, work with me.
You can use the keyboard. Yeah, so an interesting thing is that I find that there are a lot of similarities between how Chisa behaves and a 1950s housewife.
Oh yes, definitely.
Well, I mean, they wear aprons, they love to cook, they always have a smile, though I will admit Chisa has a lot more agency and more self-reliance. But it does make sense, because if you think about it, that would explain why she's so infatuated with Munakata, because he's like a stereotypical 1950s man, you know? He's climbing the ranks of a business operation. He's very focused on his work, and you know, in those times, it was a lady's job to support her husband in those trying times.
Oh, wow.
Like, you could just imagine the picture on the right, replace it with Chisa Munakata.
That is so true. I didn't think about that before.
You know, and like in the 1950s, housewives, they were the housekeepers. They cleaned, they took care of the children, they made sure everyone was happy and healthy. And this is a promotional picture that they drew for the anime, you know?
Okay.
Like
Okay, I'm
something
sorry. It does not look. It looks like Juzo and Kyosuke are on a date and she's just the waiter. Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah, that's true. But hey, you know, Chisa doesn't mind. She's just happy to help.
Well, I don't know. She got pretty jealous of, you know. She's like, you trying to get my man? It's like, okay, dang, calm down.
True. But I think as the series progressed, she started to have a more nuanced dream. Because I feel like at the start, she had a very simple dream in mind, you know, start a family with Munakata, all that good stuff. You know, he was going to be the Hope's Peak Academy administrator and all that good stuff. But then she had a bunch of rowdy kids she had to take care of. And, you know, they changed her for the better.
And she's like, maybe having kids isn't a good idea.
No, she's like, I'm not going to stop at one. I'm going to adopt all the children.
Oh, God.
Which brings us to...
By the way, I know we joke about her being a mom, the mom for them, but how older is she than the kid? Like 5 years older?
In my mind, she is like in her 30s or like 25, but that's my mind, you know, and the mind likes to.
No, I think she's that age as well.
For you.
Yes, she's head canon. We've written the head. It's our head. We've written the canon. It's canon's been rewritten.
Nobody in anime looks their age.
I mean, even the freaking what's his freaking name? Jimmy Neutron hair, the villain, the bad Plato's villain.
Tengen?
Yeah. He doesn't even look like whatever age he's supposed to be. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Sorry, he was so unremarkable as a villain that I just completely forgot his name.
Oh yeah, no, don't worry. I will be doing a full roast of him later.
Oh God.
But anyway, moving on. Ultimate Mom, as confirmed by the anime. Like, I swear, if you watch the anime, you can just replace the word teacher with mom and students with children, and like, you just know.
Well, it makes sense because a lot of the kids, they don't have the best home life. So it's really nice that she's there for them.
Yeah, she's just so sweet, you know? And it goes beyond just like surface level stuff of like, oh, she's their teacher, she feeds them and stuff like that. Like, no, she is a full complex mom. Like, if you move to the next slide.
Yeah, a second. I just want to say this picture makes me mad.
Because it's so fuzzy?
What?
Because it's so fuzzy?
No, because all we got to see of it was a picture. We didn't get to see this in the actual anime happening.
Yeah, that would have been cute if Chisa's like, come on, little ducklings, we're going to have a picnic today.
It makes me sad because I look so adorable.
They had all these scenes in the credits, you know, about what the stuff they did, picture-wise.
They shouldn't have done the horny potion. They should have done this.
Yeah. We want clean, wholesome fun. Damn it.
Yeah, I don't want the horny potion, like took like 5 years off my life, I think.
Yeah. So it did help to confirm that Chisa is indeed a woman.
Well, you know,
yeah.
If her boobs weren't evidence enough in her face and her voice and everything. But
yeah, so like going back in the very first episode I was getting screenshots for, like, first episode, she's already taking care of these kids. She's like, when Samiki falls down, she's like, oh, it's okay. And then when they're acting all rowdy and troublesome, she calls them out.
Yeah, she's
as
very
a
mommy.
mom does, you know, and she protects them from Nekomaru's business. And she even picks up Chiaki and carries her. Like, it's just the sweetest thing. And, like, that's the thing about moms, is that they're not pushovers, you know? Like, they know how to get to their kids, and if they need to, they will apply force.
Yeah.
Verbal force, of course, not physical. Because she's a good mom. She loves all her rotten oranges, and she wants the best for them. The best.
Yeah. I think in this one, if I remember correctly, Sonny didn't know what an orange was or something.
Yeah. Because she doesn't know too much Japanese. Like, some Japanese eludes her. And then Mikan's freaking out, not only because she's being called a rotten orange, but apparently Mikan has
orange.
like similar kanji to orange. Yeah. But, like, in the first episode, you just get to see firsthand how well she managed to keep this house in order. And I just love it so much.
Yeah, I did like the roundup. Like, okay, like a radio. Like, let's round up the cattle, the horses.
Because in the beginning, like, she ties them all together, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it weren't for her, Chiaki wouldn't have become class rep and all this stuff. And the class wouldn't have been so united as, like, friends, as a family almost.
Yeah.
She's
it's like a
also
family.
super nice to Hajime as well. Well, everyone else seems to kind of exile him.
Yeah, and so if you go to the next slide, I was going to talk about that too. Because her mama instincts don't just apply to her students. Like, any kid she sees that is in need of some good love and support, she will help them out. Like, when Hajime's like, why do you care about me? I'm just talentless. And she's like, don't you ever call yourself lowly, young man? And, like, she even puts Nagito in his place, kind of. Although he did get suspended.
Yeah.
But, I mean, what can you do?
It's like...
And, like, talking about Nagito's character, he was totally fine with getting slapped. But when Chisa showed him maternal affection by, like, caressing his cheeks and telling him that he's not trash, he was like, what? What? I've never had maternal love before.
I thought he did before his parents got into a plane crash.
Well, I think he mentioned in one of the class trials, it could have been a lie or something, but he said not even his own mother praised him.
Damn.
I like how brave she was in the second picture where it's like just jumped right in front of the fist, you know, and it's like, I don't think so.
Well, yeah, because she knows Juzo has a temper, but she also knows that Juzo is a really good guy at heart, and he's not going to hurt her. So she's like, back off. Things would have been so much better if she just adopted Hajime. Because it's really cute, because, like, after that, she hands him a handkerchief to wipe off his blood, but then Hajime slaps it away because he's all angry and stuff. But she could have helped him.
Yeah, it's too bad she didn't too bad she didn't, like, investigate the thing before this happened. She's like, no, you're not going that experiment, young man.
Yeah.
She could have stopped everything. Chisa, why?
I know. And, like, I would have loved for Nagito to stick around, even though he's crazy. I feel like if he had stuck around and Chisa had aggressively loved him and shown him support and care, he would have changed his tune. You know?
Vixen, do you think that were the Komahina parallels intentional or not?
No, I was just gonna show. Well, because, like, there are two parts of the trio. I call them the Hope Trio: Hajime, Nagito, and Chiaki. But Chiaki gets very special treatment. I just wanted to show that even when somebody thinks that they're unworthy of love, that Chisa comes right in there and says, no, you deserve love. You deserve to be cared for. You're part of the family. You can't back out. I'm your mom now. Deal with it.
She is pretty sweet.
And yeah, sensei means teacher.
Yeah. Besides, it's more Kamahina interactions than in the actual anime. Shots fired.
I'm not a Komahina fan, so
Yeah.
Neither am I.
Yeah,
I'm fine with it.
Neither.
You do what you
It's
wanna
cool.
do.
It's cool I like it. The friendship is cool, but I don't like the obsessiveness that some people have.
Yeah, save that for Junko Nami.
yeah.
But yeah, anyways.
But real fast,
you go ahead.
I am starting. I do like the threesome part of it. The threesome.
Yeah, that's sweet. Chisa would totally approve.
I just see Nagito as
loves
being
him.
gay, though. I can't imagine him with a girl. I don't know why. I just can't.
Who?
Because
Nagito.
no girl would stand him.
Yeah, but
No, because he just has that vibe. I don't know.
No, but not with the girl, really. But in the second episode, you saw, in my opinion, Nagito is like Chakis are light. He's like more like a worshipper or something.
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of obsessive, though.
Well, that's what he is. He's obsessive.
Well, I know. I just don't think it's really healthy.
He
I
needs
think
a
he
good
should get
scolding.
therapy. I ship him with therapy. That's what I say.
There,
Yeah.
ship him with that with Maya.
He
There,
especially
nice.
needs to be adopted by Chisa because he's a problem child. But Chisa doesn't care. Chisa loves. So, yeah. So she's like a lioness, you know? She's strong, independent. She can hunt for herself. But she's also very kind and compassionate towards her cubs.
So is that first picture? Is that not Nagito and Chaki?
Yeah. I
Aw.
had this AU series that I didn't write, but I drew art of called Chiaki the White Lion. So I needed like pictures of Chisa as an animal that expresses maternal love and strength. And I thought, oh yeah, I have a whole bunch of Chisa lioness on backup. You know?
You have a lot of
Like,
animal AUs.
Well, because I'm really good at drawing animals.
Yeah.
Plus, I just think like in high school, it was hard for me to relate to people, so I gave people spirit animals, and that's how I understood them. Now, since I've become more social with human beings as they are, my spirit animal game is like not anywhere near what it used to be. It's so funny. My sister asked, "Hey, what's my fiance's spirit animal?" And I'm like, "I don't know, a weasel." And she's like, "Katie!" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. But I didn't mean it as to be offensive. I just think that weasels are small, furry, cute, and skinny. You know, they're adorable. It's just like how I think snakes are adorable.
Yeah, I mean,
with
you
their
can't
beady
ever
little
expect
eyes.
to get, like, snakes are great.
Yeah. And lions are
Now I'm
especially
curious.
great.
Now I'm curious about what's my spirit animal. Wow. You must be, like, super intuitive or something. That you just see people's personalities for what they are.
So you drew all these yourself?
Yeah, I used a bunch of drawings for this one because I didn't want to steal anybody's fan art. So I just decided to use my own. And
Oh, okay.
so, yeah, so in like this AU, like it's based off of Kimba the White Lion, so Chiaki's a white lion. And she makes friends with all the animals in the jungle. And then one day she gets captured by a hunter, Baruka, and shipped off to Japan. But there she meets Nagito. And then Nagito takes her back to the jungle. And then they're like, he's homeless. He has no parents. And she's just like, I'm adopting him. He is my son now.
Aw.
You know? Because there aren't, like, I just really wanted to show this picture on the left because I'm so proud of it. You know, she's still watching over her babies.
Yeah, you did really well.
Yeah, because she's very fierce when she needs to be. She can be downright scary. But it's
Yeah.
usually just for her cubs, you know?
Oh, please.
And of course, that makes Munakata the king of the pride.
No, boy.
So
We'll get to him.
So is there like a Hajime line here, or is he a human too?
Oh yeah, there is. There's also a Natsumi tiger. Like if you guys are interested, I can show you more pictures after the stream.
Oh yeah.
Okey-dokey.
I have it listed in Amino, my Chiaki the White Lion series.
Neat.
Yeah. Okay, now, before anybody comes at me saying, oh, Chisa's the ultimate mom, I thought Karumi was the ultimate mom. Listen, in this house, we love and respect Chisa, and we put up with Karumi. Karumi is a nice lady.
Yeah,
She's very strong.
Yes, besides, the only one person that called her that was like
Kokichi and Gonta.
And they're like, and Koichi's like,
she's motherly, but she's not a mom. Like, she's a freaking teenage girl, for crying out loud.
Well, because the reason why I mean, yeah, you could see her as like a teen mom who's like, angry. But like, the difference between Chisa being a mom and Karumi being a mom is that Karumi is cold and views people as masters. She has way less free will and just lives to serve. She's not very strict with the kids because, again, master servant imbalance of power. And she puts up with Kokichi, which is a crime, which is something Chisa would never do. She would be like, she would give him a good slap, just like Nagito. And like, she just does what people want, but not what they need.
It's too bad. I was wondering what would have happened if Chisa had been their teacher.
Kokichi would do things.
And
Chisa would not put up with it.
I wonder if the maid be like I want to be just like you when I grow up.
Nah, Karumi would probably just keep to herself and, listen to whatever master she has at the time. Like, Karumi is not, she's an interesting character, but she's no ultimate mom, and it just makes me mad that everyone's like, ultimate mom, and I'm like, does Chisa mean nothing to you? Like, I get it, everybody wants to forget about DR3, but I will never forget, because that's where Chisa came from.
Yep.
Also, fun fact, so the mother in Wolf Children, Hana, and Chisa Yukizome in the DR3 anime both have the same English voice actress. Her name is Colleen Clickenbeard, and she has the loveliest voice.
So who's your voice actress in Japan?
It's the same voice actress who did what's her name? The main girl from Clannad, the one that dies in childbirth.
Oh God.
Yeah, I wrote a travel about that.
So in both versions, the voice actor is like a mom type person.
Well, it seems like the Japanese voice actress, she does more like kind of sisterly roles, I guess. Young teenager kind of roles. There was also this one anime where I think it was also done by Lurch. I forget what it's called, but there's like these tiny little fairy people, and like it's hard to explain the name of. I don't know. Maybe I'll look it up on my phone. I wasn't expecting to get that question. I just canon voice whenever I think of Chisa is Colleen Clickenbeard because
it fits a lot.
Okay.
She has the loveliest voice.
Okay, I think I see Sonia and Chucky here, but I don't recognize the other two.
It's actually both versions of Chiaki, Kaide, and Mukuro.
Kaide. Oh, Kaide. I thought the blonde hair would be Sonia.
Yeah, I know. It kind of looks. This is like I drew that one like a few years ago, so it's not as up to snuff. But I still thought it was really cute.
Okay.
Just showing Chisa being maternal. She loves everybody.
Why is Kaede there if it's in that not in the same universe?
Well, I have this one Drabble series called The Heavenly Cafe where Chisa adopts Kaede, both versions of Chiaki and Mukuro, because they're all dead.
Oh God.
They're not dead in this picture.
Yeah.
It's just an AU, man. It's just an AU. But
their deaths aren't AUs.
I know, but But look, Kaidi made a flower crown for Mukuro to boost her confidence.
She would do
My
that.
eye Chiaki's taking a nap like a little puppy. And look, human Chiaki made a flower crown for her mom.
Stop making me cry.
Oh, if you want to cry, just watch Wolf Children in the English dub. It's so good. And fun fact, the little boy, you see the little boy in blue? His teenage voice actor is Izuru Kamakura.
Ooh.
Johnny Young Bosch.
Actually, no. There's a sound alike that sounds really like him, but it's a separate voice actor. I forget his name, but he sounds very similar to Johnny Young Bosch. But no, it's Izuru.
Well, speaking of Johnny Young, off topic of Johnny Young Bosch, I started watching him in the mid '90s with Power Rangers.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's just fun with looking at voice actors. There was another anime character that Chisa voice actress voiced in an English dub, but I'll get to that later.
I'm terrified of you.
You should be. You should be.
But
I'm
I like you at the
unpredictable.
same time.
I know. Well, that's how psychopaths are, you know? They're very charming. But don't worry.
Don't
I
call
hurt
yourself
people.
a psychopath. Oh my god.
Speaking of psychopath, is that first picture her after she's...
No.
No, that's her when she's convincing Chiaki that, oh wow, look at all those kids.
They're so proud. They're so happy. Yeah, because that's why I saved Chiaki for later on, because Chiaki is very special. Because I think in a lot of ways she reminds Chisa of her younger self. You know? And she just wants to support Chiaki so much because she sees all that potential. And it's just so gosh darn sweet. They're so perfect together as a mother-daughter duo. I had canon that Chiaki has a single mom. She didn't get a lot of maternal love. So having Chisa there was really beneficial for her.
Mm-hmm.
You mean single dad?
Single mom.
What? No, she didn't have a mom. Her mom died, I remember, and her dad was like a...
That's Kirigiri.
No, I remember that Chiaki didn't have a mom. Like,
really?
growing up. Yeah, in her free times. When
that's
replayed
AI
it with
Chiaki.
my friend did the Chiaki free times, and Chiaki was talking about not having a mom or something, and she had a dad. But
yeah, that's AI Chiaki. She was talking about Chihiro.
Oh, oops.
Oh no, it's okay. Don't worry, you don't get points redacted in this podcast.
Yeah, I thought the first picture. So the first picture is she still good then? Because I thought I remember that was her after she in that tunnel.
No, that comes later.
Okay.
Yeah, so she just wants to support Chiaki because she sees a lot of potential. Because compared to everybody else, Chiaki is the most withdrawn. So she's trying to see, she's a late bloomer. So while the other kids are being all rowdy and self-absorbed, she's interested to see what Chiaki will bring when she blooms.
Yeah, take a picture it's like her asking her to be the class rep.
Yeah. It's just the gosh darn sweetest thing, and it just makes sense.
And it makes it even more sad.
That's what they were going for.
Oh God.
And here's everyone welcoming her back from her suspension, or not suspension, her exile, I guess, the reserve course for 6 months.
That was adorable. Yeah. What a cute scene.
Yeah, it made me cry when she had to get suspended too. But she did it to protect Nagito. All right. Yeah.
And here's they're all smiling. I love this episode. I love that Nita gave her a wedgie, not wedgie.
What? Oh
yeah,
God. No, you would never do that. But
No, he's a good guy. He's a good guy.
I mean, like a nugget, like a thing, ruffle her hair up.
that was adorable. That was like the best Megan. Oh my god. I mean, they kind of butchered his character, but that was actually reminiscent. That was good.
Yeah. Yeah, just really sweet. But then we gotta bring up the fatal flaws. Because as much as I love her, she is a tragic character. And all tragic characters have fatal flaws that inevitably doom them to die.
Are we going
or
into the
perish.
despair version now?
Almost. I just
Oh,
wanted. We're still talking about Hope Chisa. Because Hope Chisa wants to protect everyone she loves, no matter what. She values her students' safety over her own. She underestimated Junko, unfortunately, but I mean, everybody does because they think, Junko's a lady and stuff like that. And then a big problem is that as much as I love Chisa and she's a good mom, she really does coddle everybody. Like, she lied to Chiaki about Hajime because I'm sure Chisa noticed while in the reserve course that Hajime was gone. But she still lied and told Chiaki that Hajime was there and he was doing fine.
yeah. Not very good of you, Chisa.
I guess that gave her false hope. I guess she kept on waiting at the reserve at the gate.
Yeah, because even after Mahiru's friend died and Kuzuryu's sister died, she was still like, come on, everybody, we can pass this exam. And Nagito's like, no, I'm gonna sabotage it so people can perform at their best. Like, that's the thing. She wants to protect people, but that inevitably does her in. It's similar to Chiaki's fatal flaw, but it comes from a place of maternal love. She also did say she would literally die for Munakata. It's so sad.
Protecting everyone is a teacher's job.
Yeah, and like I said, just replace teacher with mother.
Yeah, and that's the one where she first met the real Ryota, right?
Yeah, like she just runs into Ryota and she's like, they're gonna kill Chiaki. And then she's like, it's okay, calm down, breathe, I'm gonna fix this, and then we can watch your anime later, you know? Like, she just met him, and she's already like, well, it's okay, I'll take care of everything, let me get to know you afterwards, okay? Like, she does not care if you're talented, if you're in her class or not. If you are a good person or you just lost your way, like, it doesn't matter who you are, she will take care of you. Because that's what a housekeeper does. They do not judge. They love everybody in this house.
Do you think? Well, I was wondering something. I just realized something. They knew each other in the Future Foundation, right? Rito and Chisa.
Yeah.
They were together. You think he knew what happened to her, or she?
No. He was probably too afraid to ask because that's who he is. He's a coward.
Okay. Don't be mean.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll try not to be mean. The transition. Oh man, I thought I would spend a lot more time on that. But you guys want to talk about the spirit Chisa?
Oh yeah.
Sure. Yeah. There's her.
Yeah.
She's crying.
Yeah, well, because this picture was inspired by the song Unravel from Tokyo Ghoul. I just listened to it over and over, and it's actually very fitting. You know?
Yeah.
Changes inside were enough to paralyze. I doubt I'll survive in this hellish paradise.
Ooh. Very Chisa.
So, I did a lot of research on lobotomies, but I'm pretty sure the way lobotomies work in the anime, it's not how they are to life. Because if you got a lobotomy, if she had acted like a real lobotomized person would have acted, she would not be nearly as, like, intelligible, you know? Because a lot of people who get lobotomized, they lose their ability to speak for a bit, they lose a lot of memories, they just, like, all around are just
Yeah, I don't think Yeah, someone mentioned this in the comment section of a video. She was like less lobotomized, and her brain was triggered or something. I guess more like they poked her brain to trigger some emotions.
Yeah, so it's more like cutting away her morals to awaken the inner wolf.
Oh no.
Like instincts. So like I think the
Interesting.
way that despair works in this universe, at least when you're brainwashed by despair, is that it awakens your animal instincts. You're less of a human being and more of an animal seeking out food.
Yeah,
Food being despair.
Yeah, I always thought. To me, the face. It seemed like how Junko thinks, and the thing is, it says the sadder you get, the more turned on you get.
I don't think it's all about being turned on though, because I think it's just being so full in your own, despair that there's so much hopelessness that you start to feel it's kind of like an awakening of sorts.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like eating something.
Because I was wondering about that, because you see their faces after Chucky dies, and they're smiling like that was so great.
Yeah, I don't think they were turned on by that. They were just like, oh my god, I can't believe this. It's so freaking awful, but at the same time.
Yeah. Because like there's this thing called the anima, which is like your inner animal instincts, like how you hunt for food, you look for shelter, and also, repopulation and stuff like that. So it seems to me like when you're thrown into despair, your morals, they change a lot. They warp. Like you still kind of have your morals, but they're warped so that the end goal is despair.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's amazing to have your animal instincts take over because they give you so much more power, because a lot of people in society are restrained by morals of society. So they're not allowed to act on their impulses. But when you're in despair, you do not care. You will do whatever it takes to make you whole with that despair in your belly. And if you don't get despair, you are going to be so empty and hollow, it's going to hurt. And then there's a bit of a dopamine thing that happens where your first despair is the best despair. And they're just constantly chasing that perfect high.
Oh
but
god.
Never get it again.
It's just like Junko, like how she just killed Mukuro just like that. And her boyfriend. It's because she's trying to find that first despair again. That could be it. It's interesting.
Yeah.
First despair is. Did you? I know. She read, but did you read my Hope Baby, Despair Babies one shot?
Yep.
What did you think? Was it despairful?
It's going places. I'm interested.
It was pretty dark. I was not entirely comfortable editing it, if I'm being completely honest. I was very sad.
We did say you wanted more dark stories from me, and I gave you a dark story.
I didn't say I wanted it. I said you're good at writing them.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, because you don't like them, but you're pretty good at it.
It's funny. I have the opposite problem. I like to write really dark stuff, but I'm also pretty good at humor, I like to think.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I'm a huge fan of writing angst, but I don't know. I like happy endings at the same time.
Yeah, my story was, at least if it ended right there, it wasn't a very happy ending. It looked like a bit. They all get one of Chucky and Isru's kids.
Yikes.
Speaking of things that send shivers down my spine, interesting thing about Chisa is because of the unique circumstances for which you can go back.
Oh.
Still talking about the wolf.
Okay.
The inner wolf is compared to the other remnants, she's far more intelligent and like self-aware. Is the thing
He also
I've
hates
noticed.
Junko, kind of like Nagito.
Yeah, we'll get to that too. That will be a fun part. But like compared to the other remnants, it seems like she's able to plan far out in advance, more so than the others could. Whereas the others get instant despair immediate gratification and satisfaction. She is perfectly fine with playing the long game and making sure that she strikes at the right moment. It's like wolves. They're planned, they're cunning. They're also loyal to their pack. Okay, now you can go.
All right.
Now, I think this is just my interpretation, but I think because of the unique circumstances surrounding her turning, that deep down there is still a part of her original self inside. And so she's struggling and fighting. And so that doesn't do much, but it does influence her choices.
Yeah, unlike everyone
It's like
else,
how I say.
unlike everyone else, she had to be forced to turn. The other ones were more, not say easily brainwashed, but they're more. But she was like, she had to. They had to physically do something to her brain to get the change.
Yeah, so the way it works is that despair doesn't take away your morals, it just warps them so that the end result is despair.
Wow.
And yeah, it's like and because your anima is so strong, it's able to grant you the things you most desire. But a lot of times it ends up, you get those things you desired in the worst way possible.
Yeah, like what they're doing what episode, what they're saying they're gonna do. It sounds all positive, but it's not.
Yeah. And so you see a shift in Chisa from the last moment she spoke to Chiaki to when she found Chiaki again. The light in her eyes is gone. And I think that smile, the reason she smiles, is because that's the moment she knew exactly what she had to do to protect the hope of her class.
God. Kill me. Yeah.
She was thinking. She knew deep down what she had to do. She just saw how perfect Chiaki was, how beautiful and hopeful she was. And she didn't want that to be corrupted.
Chiaki deserves so much better. What the heck?
Yeah. And if you're interested, the picture on the right is from my Despair Automata fanfiction, where Chisa is a huge main character.
Yes, she is.
So it shows the sides of the wolf.
Has Vandalia read it?
I've started reading it. I haven't read all of it yet.
Okay, I recently finished it. Oh boy! Oh my gosh,
that
was a doozy.
Yeah.
It was good though.
Yeah, because in the end, she's still doing her best to protect people that she loves, but again, her morals and what can be defined as protection have changed.
Yeah.
After all, I am your teacher.
Yeah. Also, that flower in the corner is a lily, half stained with blood.
What does the lily represent?
Lily represents love, pure love, but it's stained in blood. She loved her children. Now, I mentioned before that there was another character that Colleen Clickenbeard voiced in this anime called Yurikuma, one of my favorite anime. So I can't go into the full plot because it's a whole lot of plot. But specifically, there is this one character that Colleen voices, Eureka, who has this philosophy of boxes, where anything that exists outside of a box will slowly get sullied by the world. But if you were to put that thing in a box and keep it away from the world, then it will stay pure forever. So they use lilies a lot as symbolism. So if you were to leave lilies out in the world, slowly they'll decay and die and get all dirty. But if you were to cut them at full bloom and place them in the box, then they'll be forever pure.
Interesting.
So you get where this is going.
This is Shocky being cut.
Yep.
Yeah,
And the box.
was this
The box is Chisa.
was this the flower
What?
on her desk?
No. Those are screenshots from the anime Yuri Kuma.
Okay. What was was there a lily on Chucky's desk in the?
I think they were pink camellias, and the number of them equated to the number of the students plus Chisa. So, the way Despair Chisa's mind worked at that time, she realized how pure and innocent Chiaki was, and she didn't want Chiaki to be sullied by the world. So she knew in that moment Chiaki had to die, and she had to be the one to kill her in a way.
But technically, Junko was the one that killed her.
Yeah, they begrudgingly worked together out of necessity.
Oh God, it's just messed up.
Yeah, they hate each other. And so now, bringing back the box allegory, Chiaki is the lily cut down in full bloom, and Chisa is the box.
Oh God.
She holds Chiaki's memory inside of her, like the wolf that swallowed Red Riding Hood whole, dressed up as a grandmother.
It is sort of like that, actually.
There's another wolf metaphor.
Yeah, I like using wolf metaphors a lot.
Does that mean that would anyone be the huntsman that sets her free?
Maybe Izuru
Maybe.
or Hajime. It was
Who's the last
interesting.
person she saw before he died? Or she died?
Yeah, there's Chucky all happy about being hugged.
Well, yeah, because again, if my headcanon is correct, she is desperate for maternal love. So now, fun part is Chisa is not Junko's servant. Unlike most antagonists in the series, Chisa hates Junko so much. Like, you know how like Tsunugi, the Warriors of Hope, they all love Junko. The Remnants of Despair love Junko. They see her as a queen. Chisa cannot stand Junko at all. Because again, the unique circumstances of her turning, like it's shown in the anime, like I've noticed, is that Chisa never praises Junko at all. She never says, for Junko, for the glory of Junko. Like, she does not care. She only works with Junko out of necessity that one time with Chiaki, because what better way to kill off this beautiful, pure, innocent hope than through like this terrible death machine?
Yeah.
Far more despair than a simple knife to the throat could do.
Yeah, and like that's the class, she doesn't put her body parts on her.
I don't think all the Despairs did that though.
Well, yeah, only a few really crazy ones.
Nagito.
Nagato, arm, Kusuru did the eye, and
yeah, so she never bows down and pledges loyalty with Junko, which I respect a lot because, you know, it's a very tired trope in the Danganronpa series that a lot of the villains are obsessed with Junko and they're all Junko wannabes.
Because she made them want to be like that, not because they truly desired to be it. Except for
I don't think she's that much of a narcissist, though. I think they just were inspired by her because she was so full of despair. They were like, "Oh, I want to be full of despair like that." With Monica, though, she did definitely influence her on purpose, I believe.
Yeah, except for Monica. I think everyone else was forced to like her, not because they chose to like her. Except for Monica, maybe the elementary schools.
Yeah. Well, and so it's very interesting the difference in their methods of despair. Like Junko is always chasing despair on a grand scale, whereas Chisa is more concerned with the one-to-one individual despair that's much more personal.
Like when she kills those kids in that picture.
We'll get to that.
Oh
God.
Yeah, and so another fan art for my Despair Automata fan fiction, which I love. And if you want to know how I would write Despair Chisa, that is my thesis.
So is that Junko next to her?
Yeah, because in the fan fiction, that's AI Chiaki, not human Chiaki.
Okay,
But because she looks like human Chiaki, Junko and Chisa both want to use her in different ways.
it looks like she's. It looks like Jesus trying to pull out her hair.
No, she's putting a spider lily in her hair.
Oh, I thought that was yanking her hair out.
Oh no, Chisa would not do that. So like, and then the flowers. Junko's is oleanders, of course, because oleanders represent toxic love, despite how white and beautiful they are. And Chisa's flower is a pink anemone, which represents forsaken love. And that's a very interesting thing about Chisa. Is you think like, oh, she loves her students so much, and she absolutely hates Junko. Then why would she allow her students to be brainwashed by Junko? Well, it's simple. She knew that the impending tragedy was coming, and she wanted her students to be able to survive it. So, what better way than to help them get in touch with their anima and unleash them out onto the world so that they can be free and strong? You know? And again, another complaint, like, we should have seen the brainwashing. It would have been interesting, because the class dynamic would be, the classes would be changed from, learning about basic school stuff to learning about how to survive and kill other people. She's like the mother of wolves, I like to say.
Yeah, goodbye, my students.
And again, replace the word students with children.
Yeah, church. Yeah, I like what I remember her speech that says, "You be taken out. You will be protected."
Yeah, because even in despair, I think the remnants still care about each other, and they still have some camaraderie, thanks to Chisa.
I mean, they work together. They don't harm each other, but they just harm other people.
Yeah, they're like a pack of evil wolves. I mean, wolves generally are really nice and kind. It's usually just the lone wolves that are nasty because they're all alone. But in like mythology and fairy tales,
Oh my God.
wolves.
Do you think that Kamakura would count as a lone wolf?
Yup.
Wow.
That's why he's off in the distance, looking at the blood moon.
Is that Chaki's blood?
Where?
And the moon. The blood moon.
Yeah, probably. That's another AU called Mother of Wolves, in which they're all turned into werewolves, and Chisa is the alpha.
You make so many AUs. Oh my God.
I have a wide, expansive mind, so it helps to make all these AUs in my head, so I don't have to think about the scary stuff like death.
Oh God.
Oh, no, it's okay. It's gotten better.
That's good.
But yeah, I've just had such a fascination with animals, wolves in particular. And like, there's just such an interesting duology with wolves. Like, they're either the nicest, like, family dynamic and they love each other, or they're vicious killers.
One
And I
of
think
both.
yeah, and I think you could have easily applied that to Chisa. She's a mother wolf.
Yeah.
Making sure her young ones can go out and do terrible to the world, making sure they're safe. Like, she did help fake their deaths so that nobody would follow them.
I just thought of something.
What?
You know what? It seems like at first Junko wanted to show Chucky the video too, But then after she had brainwashed, like you said, after she brainwashed Chisa, I guess maybe they came up with a new plan to kill Chucky instead.
Yeah, that was actually one of my things. One of my earliest Despair Chisa travels was how she convinced Junko to just kill Chiaki instead of brainwashing her. I could definitely see that because, as we've established, Despair Chisa is smart. She can read people, so I could easily see her bargaining with Junko.
And you think she knew that killing Chucky would help the other kids too?
Oh, absolutely. That's part of the reason why she did it. She only wants the best for her children. And as we've established, as you, Jimbalea, said earlier, a lot of her kids didn't come from the best homes, so they were still a bit weak and easily susceptible to corruption.
Like Akane and Mikan, for example.
Yeah. And so she saw that as an opportunity. She saw that they were not pure, not nearly as pure as Chiaki. She was the golden child.
I think about most of these kids, like, let's see, and Nagito, yes, Hiyoko had a bad home too.
Yeah, she had to deal with pedophiles on like a daily basis.
And her grandmother's like, was very restricting and stuff.
Yeah.
Every kid had reasons to why they acted that way.
Yeah, Imposter was like,
he had no identity at all. He's like so separated from himself that he doesn't barely even knows himself.
Yeah, and there's Peko who thought that she was nobody either. Like she's like just a screwdriver, to be used for whoever is her master's purpose.
There's an interesting thing in the animal kingdom where the mother lioness will catch a baby like antelope alive, and then she'll keep it alive until her cubs come, and then she'll release the antelope so that her cubs can practice killing it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I wonder if Chisa brought in some cute little lambs for the slaughter.
That's just messed up. What the hell?
Oh man, we could have seen that. That would have been so interesting,
It would be it would be interesting to see the Despairs more often, actually.
Yeah, like seeing how, kind of like the army, where they get camaraderie despite the terrible things that they do. Like, oh, let me help you with that knife. I'll clean it up for you. And Chisa would just be so proud to see them staining their hands with blood, because she knows that if they don't, they're going to die and be corrupted they're going to die a terrible death, and she cannot afford that. She loves her children too much. Yeah. So, part 4, the she-wolf in sheep's clothing. Because as we've established, Chisa is a wolf, but a wolf can hide under sheep's clothing. A wolf can pretend to be a dog.
So she's cunning.
Sweet when need be.
Like, can you give examples of each thing?
Yeah, so she's cunning because after the whole Chiaki dying thing and like the parade happening, she immediately found Munakata, and she's like, "Oh, Munakata, it was terrible. I'm so glad I found you." And then when he's not looking, she's smiling. It's like,
oh, come on, Chisa.
She's sweet when need be, because like I said, she pulls on the sweet card because she's so furry and fluffy, and that's what she does. She acts all sweet and innocent, like, who could do this, Munakata? Who could do this? And she's very adaptive. Like, she immediately adapted to being one of the heads of Future Foundation. And it's quite interesting because she's in charge of communications. Or not communications, information. So since she's in charge of that, she could very easily distort the information regarding the remnants and just hide their locations so to keep them safe.
Yeah. She was intelligent, wasn't she? Like she was like the head of intelligent.
Mm-hmm. She's also very self-aware of her actions. Like we said, she's not a mindless animal like some of the remnants are. She can play the long game.
I see the picture. Yeah, she's like wearing all white and stuff. And in the back, her shadow is like
Very nice art.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's a bit symbolic, her future Foundation attire, because she's wearing a white cloak, but on the inside she's black.
And then she dies first thing. Ugh.
I said this before, but you could probably make your series into like a comic book or a manga.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Well, I do plan to have some illustrations in my original book. And they're all animals, so I don't have to worry about fingers.
Yeah, hands can be tough.
Hold on.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm tired lately.
Yeah. The schedule is crazy. Either making us too tired or too whatever.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm back.
I think it's more like being inside all the time.
Yeah.
It's the lack of exercise in daylight. Sunlight. All right, next slide. Woo. So, I guess it's time to address the Munakata in the room.
After she got despaired, he was no longer. You can see it got burned up. He did.
Yeah, well, because my theory is that while Danganronpa lobotomies aren't exactly like real life lobotomies, I think it's possible that she could have forgotten a lot of her memories retaining to Munakata.
I mean, it wasn't even a professional lobotomy, so it's obvious that it messed her up more than the usual lobotomy probably messes up someone.
Yeah. Thank God they didn't do the ice pick.
I mean, it was done by the ultimate soldier, for God's sake, so I don't know. She was probably a little rough over.
You'd think I hate Mukuro for that, but I understood she was just Junko's puppet.
Yeah.
Yet I still won't forgive Ryota.
Why? He wasn't even a despair.
He's a jellyfish.
What? Kyoko's a jellyfish.
Jellyfish have no spines.
Oh. Kyoko looks like a jellyfish, though.
Yeah. But so, interesting thing is that perhaps the reason why she didn't forget how much she loved her children and Chiaki is because the last thing she was doing was protecting them. Therefore, they were on her mind. Whereas Munakata slipped into the back of her memory and was more vulnerable to being forgotten.
I see.
But then she also knows that she needs to be around him so she can play the act of a loving, loving partner.
Well, that's just messed up.
Oh, it's so messed up. There's this song, and that's where the title of this slide came from, A Mistaken Belief in Love, that I highly recommend because I think it really... I mean, this may be headcanons, but I think it does encapsulate the relationship they had after Chisa fell into despair and her true feelings.
Do you think in despair? Think she wanted to share her despair with him, like a couple, like they share everything, like?
Yeah, I think that was the original intention, but then I think slowly over the years, as she watched him getting closer and closer to hurting the remnants, she realized that they were the ones that truly cared for her in the end. Like, they were the ones that supported her, and she grew resentment towards Munakata.
No.
Like, All she ever asked him was to say her name, and he never did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They respected
Well, like,
her more.
Yeah. Well, and, I mean, it makes sense because my interpretation of Munakata is he's one of those stereotypical, conservative, very traditional kinds of people. That's partly why Juzo was afraid to come out with him because he knew Munakata was a very conservative person who believed in tradition, like getting the highest ranking job, starting a family, having a supporting partner, and all that stuff.
She's got a pimple on her nose.
Uh-oh.
You can't see, but I'm shaking my head. Yeah. This idea of her resenting Munakata might also be influenced by how many Maple Shade maps I've watched to find Despair Chisa songs. Because, like, from Warrior Cats, there's this one cat called Maple Shade who...
Dude, I used to be so into Warrior Cats as a kid. Ugh, it messed me up. Wasn't she, what's his name's, the villain's wife or something?
No, you're thinking of Golden Flower.
No,
Maple Shade is a newer character. Basically, she had half-born kids, and when the clan leader found out, she was kicked out of her clan, and then she tried to go to her mate's clan because he was in River Clan, but then on the way there, she had to cross the river with her 3 kids who she loved so much, and there was a flash flood, and her 3 kids ended up drowning.
Oh my god!
And then she tried to gain sympathy from her mate, but apparently he found a younger number to put his time and affection on.
What?
And she was exiled again from there, so she's a lone cat, and she starts hearing the voices of her kids in her ears, begging for her to save them, and she decides the only way to do that is to kill the people who killed her kids.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, that's why I drew Chisa as that angry cat a couple of times.
So are those claws on that, or claws on the back of Chisa's hands, or like something?
Yeah, they're like claw marks, like she's digging into Munakata. Yeah, I mean, I like Munakata, despite how much I torture him. Chimbalea, you know what I mean.
Gruesome.
Speaking of gruesome, next slide.
Oh my god! What the hell?
Remember that scene from Despair Automata?
Is this spoiling Vandalia?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Vandalia. I thought you read.
Well, it doesn't make that much sense out of context. So just don't really explain anything about it.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, yeah, because in Despair Automata, the she-wolf basically trained AI Chiaki to become a wolf against her will. You either die a child or you live long enough to become a wolf. That's Chisa's philosophy.
Is that like the same is that that old saying, you die a hero, you become the villain?
Yeah, basically. You either die pure and unsullied, or you die completely corrupted and sullied. Because if Chisa had her way, like, I would imagine the best despair for her would be seeing human Chiaki kill Munakata. You know? Get some good Oedipus Rex going there.
And that would still make her sad if he died.
Of course.
Yeah, in a way.
It would make her feel despair, right? Isn't that the idea?
Well, yeah, because she basically raised and taught his own demise.
Yeah.
Because I like to think, and this isn't exactly established, but I like to think, because it gives her more depth, that she resents Munakata in a way, and she wants him to suffer because of it. That and despair, of course.
Well, he wants to kill her babies. So.
But
Well, yeah.
we said that part of her still loves him, anyways.
Well,
Yeah, that's the part that will give her despair. So
well,
it
it's a
works both
complex
ways.
relationship.
Yeah, a very complex relationship. More than the anime gave her. Because like I love Chisa so much, but I think they should have given more complexity to her
They still gave all of
relationship.
them more complexity.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think like the interesting thing as Despair Chisa continued to exist is that she kept fantasizing more and more about that first despair that completely absorbed her, that made her belly full. And she's just chasing after that. She wants it so bad. She's such a hungry wolf. They're all hungry wolves.
I wish they would back to Hope Chisa real fast. I do wish they showed her in those 6 months in the reserve course instead of just fussing by.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, she could have had. Oh man, that would have been interesting because then, when she's in despair, she comes back to the students that she taught in the reserve course and pays them a special visit.
Yeah, when she's watching them on the roof, not the rooftop, when she's watching, they're all down when they're all looking at the window, out at them down there. She's like, I remember them.
Yeah, because it seemed like she didn't even really care about the students of the reserve course.
Yeah, that's weird to me. I guess they just wanted to focus her screen time and characters on Class 77, and they just thought nothing of it.
Still, it's kind of messed up when you think about it, because she and she was like, yeah, it was awful in there. It's like, was it though? Because I'm sure they were nice kids.
But
Yeah.
I
guess it was the atmosphere of the place, how bleak everything was.
But I can see her trying to be like she was with her main class, like don't be all mopey kids. We're gonna.
Yeah, DR3 made a lot of boo-boos there.
Let's see, and this is watching him die might be the same as watching Chucky die in her mind, I guess.
Yeah, except Munakata is far from pure. He is so sullied.
Oh, because
she's about Chisa. She doesn't really go or care for going after adults.
Because
she gets her despair high from children.
Well, she's spent the time corrupting them herself. She's the one. Then she's a corrupt Munakata.
Yeah, she did, because she was like, "Oh, despair is so terrible." She told him exactly what he wanted to hear, even though it was not good for him.
She's a mass manipulator.
And I know. It's almost like she could have been the mastermind.
I know.
But then people were like, "Oh no, that's too easy. Let's change it to some random guy."
You know, like it would be better if it was predictable and easy than if it was, stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
And he'll join
Chucky. Make any sense?
He'll join Chucky in the afterlife.
And they even brought it up as like a what is it called? A red herring. So it's like I was like, oh well, obviously it's not him. And then you're like, wait, what? Well, it is him? Are you serious? Oh god, it's so dumb.
It would have been interesting because like the Future arc and Despair arc played simultaneously. So as you're watching one, trying to think of who is the bad guy, and you don't see Chisa at all until the couple final episodes, you're like, oh, what's going on? But then at the same time, once Chisa is revealed, you see how she fell into the Despair arc at the same time. You okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a musical called Next to Normal, and it's pretty interesting. It talks a lot about mental health, specifically mental illness, and so it's about this mother who lost her child.
Yeah, I know that musical. Yeah.
Yeah, lost her child when he was like around a year or so old, and how that left a scar on her. And then the husband's like, you were so perfect before, but now you're like all sad, and I don't know what's wrong with you. And he's like trying so hard to keep her together because he knows that without her, he is nothing. And then,
Yeah.
interesting thing you see is her apparition, the mother's apparition of the child fully grown and like telling her everything she wants to hear. Like there's this song called I'm Alive, which is from the son's perspective. And it gave me an interesting thought about whether or not Chisa sees a ghost of Chiaki following her around.
So in this picture, she's all happy and bloodthirsty, but Chucky's crying about stabbing him.
AI Chiaki can't cry, but on the inside she's crying.
Why can't AI Chucky cry?
She's a robot.
Because Chisa specifically programmed all of her children not to cry when they were robots.
Okay.
Because a cry is a cry for help.
Because I think AIs can cry.
Well, yeah, they can. Kibo can cry, but she doesn't want tears because tears are a sign of weakness. They could force people to call out for help. That's what tears were evolved to do, is to, when somebody is upset or hurting, both physically and mentally, they cry, sort of as a signal to other people to help them. But Chisa wants to make sure that nobody helps AI Chiaki.
So she's crying on the inside, not the outside?
Yep. There is nothing this woman won't do. She is the wolf that swallows innocence whole.
Oh my god.
And there's the kids that she killed.
Yeah, like look how happy they are. They're like, oh my god, finally a new maternal figure to replace our dead
Are
mom.
you kidding me? Oh my god. I forgot about that. Bro, that's messed up. Oh.
That's like those are the only confirmed ones we've seen killed. So I just took that to mean she kills children.
Wait, how do you know they were killed? Was it like off screen or something? I forgot.
There's a photo.
Oh god.
That was on her body when Mudokata found her. It says, it was me. I did it.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's pretty fun and exhilarating.
And there she's crying
tricking children.
Because she knows what she's gonna do to him.
Yeah. Well, and also she knows how to play the maternal card so well. Because she is honestly a housekeeper. That's her talent.
I feel like a large part of her was being genuine, though.
Yeah. She loves children. And she's like, oh, you're so sweet. Don't worry. I will save you from this cruel, cruel world.
Yikes.
Yeah. So, like, because I took this class in college that analyzed the different stories of Little Red Riding Hood, the different tellings. And so, like, there's this one theory of how, like, analyzing how when the wolf swallows Red Riding Hood whole, his belly gets distended to where he kind of looks like he's pregnant.
Oh god, it's like vor.
Well, yeah, no, it's total vor.
Oh god. Ew.
But, like, I think, like, applying that to Chisa, she swallows their innocence whole so that they can stay preserved inside of her. Like, every day she wakes up and she feels all the souls of the innocent children she's killed, Chiaki specifically, inside her, wriggling.
Ew. So gross.
I know. In one of my fan fictions, I just decide, oh, wouldn't it be fun if she takes the heart of a child and mixes it in with curry? And I'm like, you know what?
What the hell? Oh my god. What's wrong with you? What the hell? That's so messed up.
I know, but that's what Danganronpa is. It's so full of messed up stuff.
See, there's
you know? Yeah, that's the picture confirming that she killed all of those children.
Oh my god.
Ace Nero asked, how the hell did she kill all of them at once? And I'm like, most deadliest game of hide and go seek.
Dude, now that's creative.
She knows how to play with children. She knows just what to say to them to get them to trust her.
So
she knows them so well.
So they'd go off and hide, and then she'd get them. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so messed up.
1, 2.
That's just.
But she's doing it as a kindness in some twisted way. She doesn't want the lilies to be corrupted, so she cuts them down in full bloom, just like she did with Chiaki.
See.
Because when she sees that those pure innocent smiles, those happy faces just running around trying to play games with their friends, she thinks of Chiaki. And anybody that reminds her of Chiaki is as good as dead.
Like you said, like your story, like in your rewrite that she's trying to do that to Nagi.
Yeah,
Ooh.
exactly.
Nagi.
Makoto, like
Naegi, yeah.
Because like in my Chisa mastermind AU, the killings are decided based on the most innocent to the most guilty. So that explains why the Great Gozu, Bandai, Seiko, they die very early on.
Whereas you'd say Seiko is innocent? I don't know. She seemed pretty messed up to me.
Well, yeah, but she died after the Great Gozu and Bandai.
Yeah.
But like she saw, I'm sure she saw Seiko. Like, 'cause she was there when Munakata helped Seiko out after she got expelled.
Yeah.
So she knew Seiko was manipulated by her friend.
And
like
accidentally, and the fingers were swapped with Nagito.
So in her mind, Kirigiri was like guilty.
Yeah.
Why would Kirigiri be guilty? Because Kyoko is a good person.
No, I don't think. I think because like the wristband things would still work. Well, and I also think that she twisted her own rules so that she could give Makoto despair and see if that would corrupt him. Because if he is able to be corrupted and survive, then that means she could have done the same with Chiaki, and that would give her despair. But if the opposite was true, and Makoto couldn't survive, and he would be cut down in bloom, then Chiaki just has another body count. It's fun because there's this one drabble where Chisa finds a cute, adorable little kitten that just so happens to have the same color fur as Chiaki and the same eyes. She names it Chiaki, of course, gives it her old ribbon, plays with her. She just loves the little kitten so much, nurses her with milk. And then one day when the kitten is grown up, she's like, "Here, Chiaki, here." And she totally murders that cat.
Oh God, how?
It's not specified, because your imagination thinks up worse things.
I just hope it wasn't
finds a way. But despite the cat dying, the cat still loves and doesn't bite or claw her.
So this is a quote from your novel.
Yeah.
You want to say it in like a Chisa voice or a Chucky voice, something like that?
Yeah. Innocence is a beautiful and frail thing that makes children so irresistible to me. Unlike an adult that's already broken, children's faces are the most horrific when they experience death and despair for the first time. My sweet little Chiaki was the perfect picture of innocence long ago. Why, I remember every minuscule detail of her when she looked up at me in complete shock. She was so lost and confused that her dearly beloved mother figure would discard her like a broken doll.
Oh my God. This shit dark as hell.
I know. I love it.
Between her story and my despair babies, you have a lot of darkness in your life lately.
Kill me. Oh God, I gotta write more fluff.
Better to be
Oh.
focusing on fictional darkness than actual darkness,
Yeah.
especially these days. Death and Legacy. It's funny. The first time I watched Future Arc and Chisa died, I was really sad. And I couldn't explain it.
Well,
I
because
even
you
wrote
liked her.
well, yeah, but I didn't love her as much as I do now. But I just kind of connected with her almost instantly.
Yeah.
And I will admit, of all the ways to go, hanging from a chandelier, having it fall, and all the glass breaking into stardust around your body, that's pretty beautiful way to go.
Of course, in your version,
Celeste would probably love to go like that, but she didn't.
in your version, she wasn't really dead. So you faked it.
She had a body double that she manipulated because, she's just really good at making people love her and do the
How
things
did the
she
person
wants.
disguise as her so good?
Makeup?
I guess.
Plastic surgery.
That too. Kind of a cult of Chisa.
Yeah, or maybe like I guess when Kyoko was back with the body, she could recognize, like, this isn't a real body, or it's like, this isn't Chisa.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it wasn't shown, but I'm pretty sure that when Chisa saw the despair video, similar to Makoto, she saw all these dead loved ones begging her to come with them. I'm not sure if she saw the remnants or not, because it seems like the way the despair video works is that it shows all your dead loved ones, or it could just show like your deepest insecurities and stuff like that. It's not exactly specified.
I see.
But I like to imagine that she saw all of the children she murdered, and then they all part so that Chiaki can come up and be like, "Welcome home."
Oh, yikes.
Just like she was when Chalky came in that door and they saw all her loved ones.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why Chisa is crying, because she's finally with Chiaki again. She's like, I've been trying so hard to fill this hole. I've been so empty without you.
That's just messed up.
Yeah.
Hey, you're the one that wrote the Dead Wafu Club, right?
Yep.
But Makoto's not in it because, his Wafu's not dead, technically, I guess.
Yeah, and Munakata hates him for it. Munakata got such a bad deal in the anime. Like, he had a very interesting arc, and it could have been, I think it was really cool, but then, like, they just completely forgot about him in the end. He's just like, I'm done. I'm out.
I'm just a cool guy with a samurai sword. And
It's weird. Like, I'll shoot the top real fast. When the game starts, you think this is his Wafu, but it turns out it's her.
Yeah.
Because she hey, I'm gonna kill you or whatever. Like, I'm gonna betray you. But this girl is the one. This girl like dove after him in a dumpster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very interesting. But this is not the end of our beautiful housekeeper. Nuh-uh. Not by a long shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Who's missing this picture?
I forgot. I did cut it so that Chisa was out of the picture. I think it's Gundam. Yeah, it's Gundam. But the great thing about Chisa is she's very memorable. And I think it was really sweet how Hajime visited her. Because Chisa was there for him during his lowest moment. And he comes back to just sort of mourn her and be like, it's okay now. I found what I wanted. I found a new hope, a new destiny, and I won't forget. So, like, in a way, Chisa got what she was hoping for, that all of her kids were safe, and they were all together, happy, supporting each other.
Yeah, she'd probably be very happy about that. Seeing them all on Jabberwock Island despite, their intense PTSD and problems. But yeah.
Yeah, but she knows that they're all strong and good kids at heart, which is why, like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, they missed such a good opportunity to have Munakata get over his prejudice of despair and go with the students, knowing that those are all of Chisa's students, and so he should go with them to protect them. Like, that would have been so good for his character.
Instead, I don't know what they did with him. They just kind of turned him into a lost cause at the end.
Yeah. Well, in my dreams, he joins them and he becomes their dad. They may have lost their mom forever, but now they have a dad.
Yeah. I'd like to see him. I want to see what Daddy Munakata would be like.
Very strict, probably.
Yeah, he'd be very strict at first, but then he'd slowly, like, soften up. He'd be like Captain Holt from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Tsundere dad.
Yeah.
I guess they're even inviting the guy, the cat, your jellyfish friend.
Yeah, like, they took Ryota with them. Why can't they take Munakata too?
I guess the age? I don't know. They're strictly a teenager club. Well, they're not even teenagers. They're like in their 20s, but...
No, they need an adult. They need a dad. Chisa would want it that way. Damn it. Like, that's why in my Mastermind AU, when the remnants come to save the day, they are able to talk with Chisa. And so seeing all of them out of despair, yet still so strong and united, is like what convinces her that she was wrong. And she breaks down crying, and then they all hug her.
And you have Izuru fix her brain, you said?
Yeah, exactly. And so she has time to recover. But then, like, when she wakes up, she sees Chiaki one last time. They say goodbye. The Munakata and Juzo come in with flowers, and they're like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, I messed up.
There's one more thing I didn't get really quick. Like, I got it, but, like, I don't know. It was whenever she's, like, in the movie theater, like, and Junko's there. What do you think that is? Like a purgatory or, like, an afterlife of some sort?
I think it's a purgatory, in a way. I was going to discuss that, too. That also confirmed my suspicion that she hates Junko, because she was not happy to be next to Junko at all.
Yeah. I mean, like, also, freaking, I thought that Junko would for sure go to hell, but I don't know.
Maybe hell doesn't exist in this universe.
Or maybe that was just the waiting room.
Maybe. But I mean, I wouldn't even think there would be even a waiting room for her. It's just like going straight down, and we don't need to, think about anything. You're going, bye. Like,
yeah,
it's just so awful. So,
because now hope begins.
Yeah, because, like, in Future Arc episode 12, the final episode, we see Chisa and Junko in the Afterlife Theater, and she was like, "Oh, you did all this terrible stuff, man." And Chisa even admits it. She's like, "All these prayers went unanswered, hopes were destroyed." But then at one moment, she stands up in defiance, and she's like, "It's okay. This is where the hope begins." Like, predicting that her students were going to come and save the day and everything was going to be all right. Which is nice. I would have preferred if they gave her a little more inside hope, like a scene where she leaves the Afterlife Theater to go be with Chiaki in heaven, but screen time, I guess, was so
You
limited.
gotta make room for that sexy soup.
And the Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber?
Yeah, that's what he says in the subtitles, Teru.
Oh my god.
They changed it in the dub because, trademark.
Yeah.
But it is nice. I like to think that after Hope Arc, Chiaki and her are watching over everybody. And again, in my dreams, Munakata is with them, being a strict dad, protecting them.
Juzo
And
too.
that's ultimately what Chisa wanted. She wanted all of the kids to be strong. And they were so strong.
Well, at least they did what she wanted them to at the end.
And there's them in heaven.
Yeah.
Aw. Where's Juzo?
I'm sorry. Again, that was like a really early drawing. And
No.
I couldn't draw too much at the time.
It's okay. I forget.
The end. I love her so much. Those are so many
what a
of the
pretty
reasons.
picture of her. I liked it whenever she looked so colorful.
Yeah, I wish we could do more of these things, like break down more characters like this.
That would be good.
Yeah, well, because I was thinking, Chibalea, you could probably do a slideshow for Akane, but I know you're busy.
Oh
if you
God.
wanted to.
No. I would get so
Okay.
embarrassed. I would be so embarrassed. That is, I don't know. I can't. I don't have the amount of confidence you do. And
we can go through all 17 characters, or 16, 17 characters of Class 77, and then maybe Class 78.
That would be a lot of work. What the heck?
Nah, I have to have passion for the things I do.
True.
As I was making this, I was thinking about other slides I could do. If you're looking for content, I would love to do a slideshow presentation going into the intricacies of why I ship Junko and Chiaki. Lord knows I got a lot of fan art for that, because that well is so dry because they are such a rare pair.
They are, but they're also really messed up.
So
that's what makes them fun.
So you guys want to advertise your future fix you're working on right now?
No. I'm shy.
I'll talk about that. Well, she's making Jambalaya is making a fic about Nidai. I'll leave it at that. So she focused on Akana last time. Now she's focusing on Nidai.
He needs more attention. He's good.
But it's not the same universe, right? It's different universe.
It's no to spare you. But that doesn't mean it's not gonna have eggs.
Oh, that's nice.
I know. I wanted to spend more time on Chiaki and Chisa in general, because I think that I left out on them on my last fic, mostly because they were both dead. But I didn't mention Chisa really at all.
So you're gonna have Chalky and Chisa interact with Nidai in this story?
Well, it's not just him; it's basically all of them. But yeah, it's gonna be nice.
Well, you got a nice outline for how to write Chisa now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, she doesn't seem that hard to write, but I've never dealt with her before, so it's new territory.
Yeah, no, I get that feeling. That's how I felt writing other characters. Nagito was such a beast to write at first. But
oh my god, I know, he's so hard to write.
Yeah.
What about you? Do you have any future stories that you're writing right now, since your Despair Automata is done?
Yeah, Despair Automata was my magnum opus.
It's so underrated, though.
I know, it breaks my heart, admittedly, but the thing I find that I can take solace in is that I wrote it for myself. That's what I always do, I think, as a creator.
Yeah.
If first and foremost, you have to make things for yourself, because if you make them for other people, then you are never going to be satisfied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People will never have the reactions you want them to have.
And also, it will feel like, you're pandering, which is never good.
Oh, yeah, no. I would
That's why. That's why when I play games, I play games that I don't play games that are my let's plays. I don't play games that are popular. I play games that I'm invested in the story.
Yeah, because like it's like just so soul crushing.
Like probably some games, would get me more views, but I play the games I like to play.
Yeah, I'll never forget one of like the most popular, the most liked things on my Amino was pictures of my dog with Monami and a picture I drew of Kibo as a toaster.
Yeah, memes.
Didn't matter about all those other drawings I did with all the shading and all the long hours of hard work and composition and symbolism. Nope, people just love them memes. And they love the NDR3 cast.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Amino. I only went there to post memes and then I left because it's like a hive mind there.
Yes. But, I'm so glad that I found you guys, because I feel like we all have our opinions and we all respect each other. Like, I value your guys' opinions way more. Like, they mean a lot more to me. Not like I'm completely dependent on them, but, like, they mean more to me than, like, 34 likes ever could.
Yeah, because for one, I see you as a pretty nice friend, Vixen. And, your opinions are really cool.
Yeah,
you opened my eyes for sure, Chisa.
Question: did you guys know each other before I brought you together, or did you guys meet on this Discord?
Wait, what? What did you say?
Did you guys know each other through the fanfics before I brought you on the Discord, or do you guys?
Oh no,
nope.
So like
as much as I write fan fiction, I don't read a whole lot of fan fiction because I'm so gosh darn picky.
Yeah, me too. I don't read that much fan fiction at all.
Yeah, I found both of you like, hey, want to join my Discord? You're like, sure.
Do you do it with every single fanfic you write, or do you do it with like the ones that catch your eye? Like, how do you decide, or how do you invite people that join the Discord?
I know. I just like ones that caught my eye. I guess like, oh, this is good.
Oh, well, thanks. Yeah, there's been a lot of people invited recently.
Well, yes, the newer ones are more educational, not less fan fiction, and they're more like sciencey related stuff.
Have you ever thought about just making a fanfiction only server so they don't get overclogged with stuff that they don't know about?
Maybe. I don't like making too many things but yeah. Speaking of stuff, yeah, I'm working on my Ultimate Friend, but next week, speaking of death, we're going to talk about death next week in my podcast.
Oh my god! Okay, so what? What?
Yeah, people dying. We're talking about animals dying. All the extinctions throughout the earth.
Oh,
like all the animals dying, like dinosaurs and trilobites. All of them, they're gonna how they died and stuff, and this extinctions.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, if you want more fandom related content, I would be more than happy to make a slideshow for Junko Nami, or I can make a slideshow for Kana since she's a complicated little bundle of joy.
I love Kana.
I know.
It's the first time I've ever gotten attached to like someone else's OC like that.
Yeah, because like I was very wary when I made Kana because I didn't want to make her a stereotypical like OC. I wanted to give her problems because problems make all characters interesting, or like it gives them more opportunities to be.
Most of all, she's so sympathetic and yet so flawed at the same time.
Well, in the meantime, go check out all their go check out their stories on fanfiction.net and AO3.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we'll see you. Never stop learning and enjoy the randomness. We'll see you next time.
Don't forget, Chisa loves you all.
Bye.
Just watch out if you're like Chiaki. God.
Hope Chisa, not despise.